But is there something that like, I don't know, just some wisdom that you have stumbled across, either general or just within yourself, that might be worth like imparting to me or anybody who might be listening?
Yeah, honestly, so as I've started this new business a little bit, I've had to wear a lot of different hats, and
Mm.
it's easy to get hard on yourself about things. Like, I'm not doing this well enough because, like, I didn't grow up doing marketing. Asking people for money is literally the antithesis of
Right.
who I am as a veterinarian. Like, that's not what I do. And so I've done like lots of like self-help stuff recently, like things that grow as an entrepreneur. And I think the one piece of advice is just get like 1% better each day. I
Mm,
think, and I'm not the first person to say that, so someone
sure.
else, this is someone else, but just that's really helped me be like, don't be so hard on myself. Just get a little bit better each day, and like you'll get there.
Right.
Because that's really been helpful for me, being like, hey, I didn't do this great today. Like, understanding like you didn't, but the next day you're just gonna do a little bit better, and that's been helpful. So that's probably where I'd go from. I think it applies to all
Yeah.
aspects of life.
But how do you not get hard on yourself being, if you're getting 1% better, like at some point you're at 1%. Like, how do you not be like, well, you're a jerk and you shouldn't even start doing this because you're nowhere?
That's hopefully a really good using my friends, my family. Like I've
Mm,
been blessed with my brother, who's, they say don't work with family, but I would vehemently disagree. My brother's
yeah.
my biggest supporter. Him and I are very polar opposites in terms of like I'd give away everything for free. He's like,
Yeah.
we need to make money, so like it's a nice balance.
Yeah.
So we balance each other out, but like I'm his biggest supporter, he's my biggest supporter, and we both stay in our lanes when it comes to like I handle vet med, he handles the biz and how it operates, but it's just yeah, we just support each other. I think finding people in your corner, I
Mm,
think it goes a long way to keeping that 1%, being like, I'm just getting a little bit better each day. And
yeah.
that's all we can do, because I don't want to be stagnant. I don't do well with being stagnant. So I think it's a great opportunity to keep growing.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
really like that.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man. Appreciate it.
there is something about like you have to be bad at something to ever have a chance of being good at it.
Yes. Oh, wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at so many things. That I'm
Yeah.
just like, so it's a nice way to stay humble too. I think that's
Yeah.
I appreciate confident humility. But
Yeah.
I'd like to ask the same question of you though, because I feel like you probably are asking this question to a lot of people. Like, so what's one thing you'd impart to people that you've learned, or you trying to keep from day to day?
Yeah. I've definitely learned, this is the thing that like it just popped into my head, is leading from values, like figuring out what it is that you truly like, what you truly want,
Mhm.
and then try to make decisions accordingly, because that makes things a lot easier. Like, maybe I've given this example before, but it's like there was an opportunity in my life early, like well before vet school and grad school and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
where I was offered a pretty good amount of money to do a job that I like would have been miserable doing. And I
Yeah.
went back and forth and back and forth, and I just like ultimately decided that I can't do it. It's not worth it, right?
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it was very difficult at the time, and then after that, I was like very unemployed for for a
You're like, do I
while.
have regrets? I was
Right.
like,
Yeah, yeah. That's like just now, which is like maybe 15 years later, that I'm like making approximately the amount of money that I was offered then. So like, I would have had a lot more to show for it.
sure.
But yeah, I mean, I've already made that decision once. Like
Mhm.
so whenever it comes up in the future where it's like sacrifice, like home life or, whatever, in order for me to take money,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I already made the decision once. And,
Yeah.
similarly, when I was figuring out like what hospitals to work at and, what types of medicine I like to practice and things like that, it's just about sort of what is it that inherently feels right for me? Like, what are my core values?
Yeah.
And then it just makes all the other decisions easier. You just have to sort of rely on like, oh, I've already decided this. These are my
Sure.
values. This is what I'm deciding.
Gotcha. No, I think that's great. Following your passion, I think, is a huge thing. And
Mm,
I got friends that are still finding they finally figured it out, but it's been like 10 years after they went to college. And like, I wish I didn't go
right.
to college for this, because I didn't like it that much.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah. You got to listen to yourself. I mean, it's like man, that's hard too. Cause you don't know. It's like, is it difficult and that's why I don't like it? Or is it that I truly don't like it?
yes.
Um,
Yep.
so if it's hard, but you know that it's important, well, then you got to keep doing it. Like the podcast, like the music, like, I mean, those things, I'm like, I know it's important. It sucks. I'd rather be like hiking or riding a bike or whatever than this nonsense at this moment. But it's important, but it's hard, and that's okay. So I'll keep doing it. But it's like that's different than it doesn't align with me at all.
Mhm.
But I'm going to keep going forward just because.
Yes. I think that's great advice, because I think there's a difference between like it's almost like quitting because it's hard, or quitting because you don't like it. There's a difference.